Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today my husband and I are in Shenandoah National Park and I am doing my second Shakedown hike in preparation for the AT. We are here at Skyland Resort at the Stony Man Trailhead, and we're gonna start our day hiking a few miles on the AT actually, and then cutting up to, oh god, I forget what the mountain is called, but we're gonna be cutting off the AT after like, I don't know, 5 miles and looping around towards Old Rad Mountain, but we're not doing Old Rad Mountain, but just going in that direction and spending the night. It is a gorgeous day in the clouds. You can kind of see that's what our day is going to be like. It's misty, it's 46 degrees. So I'm gonna be getting some good practice with just being kind of wet and miserable today. Tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit better, but it's supposed to sort of rain off and on throughout the day today and never really clear up. So no good views at all today, but hey, it's good practice for the AT, right? All right, check in later. All right, we are on the AT, starting our trip from Stony Man Trailhead. Bear with me, this is my first hiking video, so hopefully it doesn't suck. Yeah, so it's definitely drizzling right now. I'm starting the trail with my rain pants on, and I have my Paca raincoat pack cover covering my pack. I'm not wearing it at the moment because it's only a light rain. But yeah, we will see how this goes. All right, so we are hiking to Sobo on, I think it's the Skyline Drive still, isn't it? Maybe not. We're in the Skyland Resort area and we're hiking Sobo on the AT, and from what I understand, the AT appears to be like rerouted through Skyland Resort. It's not matching what is showing on Gut Hooks or Far Out, whatever you want to call it these days. But we're definitely seeing the white blazes. And I read on, I think it was the Shenandoah National Park website, that the AT was rerouted through this section. So it's a little bit difficult to follow, especially considering the fogginess. But we're managing, and we're pretty soon back on the standard AT route, and then it'll be hopefully less confusing and more on an obvious trail from there on out. Alrighty, we are officially on the real Appalachian Trail now. We are done with all the detours through Skyland Resort, and yeah, it's still a little drizzly. There's a lot of wet leaves on the ground, but despite all that, I'm still having a great time. It's exciting to be here on the AT, knowing that I will be hiking this in 4 months. Not this section, of course, because I don't even know what mile we're at on the AT. Maybe like, I think it's in the 700 mile range. I'm not sure, but we're going Sobo. So it's a little bit different than what it'll be like when I'm on trail next year, since I'll be going Nobo. And yeah, since it's so dreary and cloudy, maybe it'll look like a totally different trail next year when I'm here, if I get it on a sunny day. So yeah, we're about a little over a mile in now at this point, and the goal, I think, is to do somewhere around 15 to 17 miles today. We don't know exactly where we're camping. Since we're not camping on the AT, it was a little bit hard to find campsite information, so we're just honestly winging it and hoping for the best. We've got our backcountry permit for Shenandoah National Park for camping tonight. But yeah, it's just gonna sort of be a day where we wing it. And this is what the trail looks like behind me. having a blast so far. Hey guys, I just filmed like, I don't know, a minute worth of video and realized that I wasn't filming. Yeah, so this is part of the Shakedown experience as well, as learning how to actually film for YouTube. So anyway, we're like 2.6 miles in for the day. It's about as good as it's gonna get as far as visibility goes, I think. You know, we can't see any vistas or views, but the trail itself isn't foggy or in a cloud anymore, so we can experience the fall colors a little bit. The sun is trying to poke out a little bit right now, I think, so maybe we're gonna have a good stretch here until it rains again later tonight. But yeah, we have only ascended like 400 feet of elevation, and I don't think we have a lot to ascend today, actually. Most of it is downhill. We get off the AT and then summit Hawksbill Mountain, and then we descend down Cedar Run Trail, which is a really long descent, but and then I think we're on like some fire roads for a while, and then we have to find somewhere to set up camp. So it's going good. Being on the AT is making me super excited for next year. Yeah, it just sort of is putting a fire under my butt to be successful next year and yeah, make the miles and make it all the way to Maine. All right, we are off of the AT and on the Salamander Trail right now, heading up to Hawksbill Mountain. We are just under 5 miles into the day. We have passed I don't want to say quite a few, but a good number of people considering the crappy weather today. So far, no other backpackers. We've just seen all day hikers. The rain and the mist have stopped, but it's still very like foggy around us. And yeah, just kind of going with the flow. So we're on this like kind of gravel road and we have found the people. There are so many going up to the summit of Hawksbill on this trail. Alright, we're at Hawksbill summit just about. There's like 50 people up here. It's really crowded. I think it's really close to like a parking area. So that's why it's so busy, because it's a short hike from a parking area. Wow, such great views. Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but we are on the Cedar Run Trail, descending down quite a bit for like 3 miles. And we've got Cedar Run behind me, and it is blowing strong today after all the rain that's come through this area. The trail is kind of a creek or a river at times. Right now it's dry where we are currently, but yeah, it got pretty foggy out again. You can see behind me that we're in a cloud, or it's just really foggy. There's just like a mist in the air, but it's not wet enough to put our raincoats on just yet. So we're gonna keep chugging along and get to the bottom of this, and then I think we hit like some fire roads or just some regular roads, like access roads into the park once we get to the bottom. All right, so we're stopping for a little bit of a lunch break. I am having classic barbecue chicken on a tortilla, and then I don't know, I've got some other goodies in here, maybe a Rice Krispie treat, some gummy snacks, applesauce, we'll see. Alright, so we are at about 8.5 miles into the day. We are still on Cedar Run Trail, descending. We decided to descend this trail because we thought it would be quicker and less work going down than going up it, but it's proving to be kind of slow moving going down it as well. There's just a lot of water and wet leaves and slippery rocks and river crossings, both actual rivers and rivers that have formed going down the trail. So it's a little bit slower moving than I anticipated. We still have about 3.5 hours until we want to start looking for camp. So once we're down this trail, which I don't think we have a whole lot left, we do have one more actual river crossing, but then I think we're pretty close to being down. And then once we're off this trail, I think it's a pretty flat road walk for a while until we get back to a trail that I'm hoping might have some good campsites. All right, we are off Cedar Run Trail and we are on a road. You can tell behind me that it is a paved road, and I think we're technically not currently in the national park boundary. We've got like private residences to our left and right. There's a car coming behind me right now. But yeah, I lied earlier when I said this road was gonna be flat, because it's not. It's pretty dang steep. And I'm on the struggle bus today. I don't feel 100%. I'm only like 60, 70%. I just feel like nauseous and yeah, the pack being tight across my stomach isn't helping, so I'm just chugging along. We're moving a little slower than anticipated, and I'm not sure we're gonna make all of our miles today, but hopefully we'll still find a nice campsite. All right, we are in our tent. I didn't film anything outside because it started pouring the second that we got to our tent site for the night. We didn't know where we were gonna stay to begin with, but we stumbled upon a really nice tent site, kind of like on the trail that circumvents Robertson Mountain. I think it's called the Corbin Mountain Trail, maybe, like something like that. We're right by like a really good water source, and it's pretty flat. So we just got the tent set up really quickly. Jordan went and filtered some water, and we're sitting here hoping that the rain passes, at least enough to be able to go outside and cook dinner. If not, we'll be cooking in our vestibules tonight. But yeah, I made a rookie mistake and I accidentally dumped water all over my down sleeping bag. So that was awesome. It is drying out right now. Luckily, it's not supposed to be too cold tonight, so it won't really affect me in that way. But yeah, I was mad at myself that I did that. But yeah, I probably pitched my tent the worst that I've ever pitched it, just because it was my first time setting it up in the rain, and I was in a hurry, and just trying to get it up so that I could get inside and get my stuff inside. But Jordan ended up having to fix some of the stakes for me when he came back from filtering water, but it's all good now. All right, we are going to just hang out for the rest of the night, probably cook dinner, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. No, today's Sunday. It's Sunday morning. We just got up from camp. Now that it's not raining, I can kind of show a little bit of our campsite. I went and collected the bear bag already, and it stayed up and was good. It wasn't bothered by anything. It was a little low and close to a tree for what I'd prefer, but there were like no horizontal branches around this camp area to hang a bear bag, so we had to make do with what we had. Yeah, I had some like condensation issues inside my tent last night. I don't know if it's because there was 2 of us in it and maybe we were producing like a lot of warm air that caused the condensation, but like I soaked through my towel completely trying to dry it up. So I don't know what the deal is with that. We even tried opening one of the vestibule doors to try to help circulate the airflow a little bit better. I don't know if maybe we needed to open one on each side and if that would have helped, but it was pretty bad. My sleeping bag stayed dry though, like it didn't drip unless it was raining and rain hit the top of the outside of the tent. Then the condensation that was inside would like splash off. So that kind of sucked. I have to evaluate that and see what I want to do for the AT. There's always the option of getting another tent, like a traditional 2-wall tent that with poles and everything. So that's something I have to consider, but we are going to just get ready, start packing up camp and eat some breakfast. And then I think we still have like 10 miles today, or maybe 9, something like that, because we didn't make all of our miles yesterday like we wanted to. So yeah, it's gonna be a longer day than we wanted, but the weather's supposed to be nicer, so it should be prettier with hopefully some good views. All right, so another good training opportunity for the AT this morning. My shoes are still soaking wet from yesterday. I did have a change of dry socks, so I have dry socks on, but I have to put my feet into cold, soaking wet shoes. So I am embracing it as a training opportunity for the AT because I know that is going to be a regular occurrence next year. All right, so we are about a mile in on day 2. We are not 100% sure how many miles we have today. I want to say it's like around 9 or something like that. We changed our route slightly yesterday because of like time of day and like my issues that I was having yesterday with my stomach and nausea. We opted to circumvent a mountain that we were originally intending to go up and over. So yeah, the route just got all kind of messed up, and we ended up starting the day at a different trailhead than we originally planned on. So our best guess is around 9 miles today. So like I said, we're a mile in. We are currently I don't even know what trail this is, but we have a decent descent coming up, and then we have to reascend all that we just descended back up to Skyline Drive, which is that really pretty scenic road that goes through Shenandoah National Park. And then we cross that road and hop back on the AT for a couple miles to end our day. I feel better today with my stomach issues that I was having. I don't know what that was all about, but it really slowed me down a lot yesterday afternoon. And yeah, I didn't sleep great. My hips were kind of sore, and so I couldn't really sleep in one position for very long before I had to like readjust myself. And then with the rain and the condensation just didn't really help all that much. So we're gonna try to cruise as quickly as we can today, so that way we have like a 3.5 hour drive home once we get to the car, and we don't really want to get home super late. So I think we're aiming to be back to the car probably by 2-ish if we can. It is currently 9 o'clock, and like I said, we've got like 9 miles probably to go, or 8 miles left. So we're gonna be pushing it to get done at a reasonable time today, I think. Wish us luck. right, we just crossed what I think is probably our last river crossing of the trip. Just had to walk right through it. Again, the water levels are too high. If there was a way to rock hop across it, that is all covered with water currently. So we are on just a mild ascent up to the base of a steeper ascent, which will be our last big ascent of the trip. And that gets us, it's like a thousand foot ascent that takes us back up to Skyline Drive. And then we cross the road and hop back on the AT. I think we've got Little Stony Man and Stony Man to ascend up to once we're on the AT, but for the most part, once we're on the AT, it's just like a mild, like rolling up and down from what it looks like. So once we're done this ascent to Skyline Drive that's coming up, the bulk of the work for the day will be done. We have like 1.6 miles to Skyline Drive. That'll put us at 5 miles for the day. And then, yeah, our last miles are just, I don't know, I think 2, 3 on the AT. All right, check back in probably once we're on Skyline Drive or back on the AT. See ya. All right, hello everybody. We are done with that brutal ascent, and it actually wasn't that bad. It was pretty gradual. And we are back on the AT. I suppose I could check gut hooks and figure out how many miles we have left, but I know we have a couple like side trails that we're taking to specifically like Stony Man Mountain. So I don't know exactly how many miles we have left, and I don't really care to look. It's only 11:45, so we're doing good on time after all. I would say like no more than 4 miles left for the day. So our original goal was to get to our car by 1. I pushed that to 2 this morning in my head, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting to the car by 2, but hopefully it looks like the weather is nice and clear up here on the AT, so hopefully we get some really good views that I can show you when we get to our overlooks today. yesterday was somewhere around 13.7. So we were about 21 miles for the weekend or something like that, which was pretty good. It was a little bit less than we were anticipating. I'm not quite sure why. It ended up being a couple miles less than anticipated, but that is okay. We ended up getting back to the car by like 1:20, so closer to my first goal that I had planned for the trip, to be back to the car by 1. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I definitely learned some things on this shakedown hike that I am going to take with me on my next shakedown hike, and then next year on the AT. Hopefully I'll be doing another shakedown next month in November with another AT 2022 through hiker down in the Dolly Sods Wilderness in West Virginia. So we'll get to practice some more colder temperatures, and yeah, looking forward to it. And of course I'll do a video for you guys. All right, catch you next time. Bye.